I think it's really important, not just in times of craziness like this, but in general, to have a spot in your house that you can kind of claim as your own. It can be like, literally for me, as you can see, it's my spot is the size of my yoga mat. I have just it's like crystals and a little place I can have incense back here. It doesn't even have to be this big. It can just be somewhere where you can lay your mat down and kind of know that, okay, it's time. For me, honestly, like coming over here on this mat is just like a sigh of relief. And that's kind of what you want to feel, is that when you sit down or when you get ready to get on the mat, this is your time. We're all probably quarantined with our families or other people around us. For me, I have like my animals. You might see them in the videos at some point because they're kind of hard to keep away. This is rare moments here. So just knowing, like, distractions always come and go. How can you handle them? How can you come back to the breath? That's all really like what yoga is just like finding a point in the chaos to be in your own body. And as of right now, like, most of us might feel chaotic, even not leaving our house and not doing anything more than just being home can feel chaotic at this point because it's a disruption to our natural behavior. So yeah, so also really quickly, I just want to show like one form thing. Obviously, like, as we teach, more will come up, but this one is just kind of big for me, is chaturangas. When I taught at Starseed, I would often go through this quick tutorial, and it does help. So a chaturanga is basically a point in our plank, in a vinyasa hold usually, that we're going to lower through as we exhale and hug the elbows into the rib cage, and then we inhale, press up. If you cannot keep your elbows hugged in nice and tight, I'm turning, but if you cannot keep your elbows nice and tight into the rib cage, if you cannot keep them nice and tight like that, just stay on your knees until you can kind of build that strength. You see, I'm still working on the ability to push myself back up. It took me years to do a chaturanga at all. But you just want to notice that if your hands are underneath your shoulder and your elbows start to bow out like this is really terrible form. You definitely want to come back, come to the top of your plank or kneeling plank at this point, because you want to engage the core as you exhale. Keep those elbows nice and tight. Inhale, come up. That's one. And then I guess downward dog is another one. Just notice if you can't press yourself back. Well, I see people in this like pseudo plank / down dog. We actually want to be able to press back as much as we can and bring the heels down. And maybe your heels won't come down all the way at first. I highly recommend some blocks. These ones are actually different size, but for the tutorial. Anyways, where you can put your hands on blocks, and then you'll be able to more easier press yourself back. If you don't have blocks, use books, anything like that. Yeah, so for props, like, I will have blocks. It's taken me years to get my yoga collection together, so don't feel like you need to have any of these or all of these, if you will. But yeah, so blocks, I have just a bolster and a yoga wheel. Instead of a bolster, you could use a couple pillows. Instead of the blocks, like I said, you could use the books. And you would just stack the books to the height that you need. And sometimes I use a strap. And for a strap, you could just use a sweater that you've taken and you kind of roll up like this. And here's your strap now. So it doesn't need to be crazy. It doesn't need to cost you a lot of money. Just try to have a space and some things that can help you ease into practice. And yeah, so that's kind of it. After recording this, I'm going to go ahead and record a nice yin because it is getting kind of late in my day here, but I just wanted to record when there wouldn't be a lot of distractions. So thank you again. Really excited. A little different for us. We've never recorded ourselves, so be patient. You might see us like look at the camera weird. We're human and we just are doing this as a means to allow people to practice even in a crazy world and not necessarily have to sign up for like a fee-based thing, just be able to practice. So we thank you for your patience with any of this, and if you ever want certain postures or us to kind of try something new, just go ahead and DM us and we'll go ahead and do that. For now, we're thinking we'll offer 3 to 4 class layouts. We'll upload them to YouTube. We'll kind of get a feel for what people are liking, and then maybe we'll start offering live stream time so we can all kind of meet together on the mat. But yeah, just let us know. And as always,